Hello all, my name is Jackson Goff, and today I'll be giving my oral report on the responsibilities of citizens during a time of disaster. This report is for PAD 4391, Foundations of Emergency Management. First, I will tell you the approach taken at a local level in order to handle a disaster. Next, I will inform you on the responsibilities of the citizens in the community. Lastly, I will mention how individuals in the community can learn and enhance their disaster response skills. The typical approach taken in the United States is bottom-up. The responsibility for responding to disasters begins at the local level with survivors, emergency services personnel, and elected officials. Successful mitigation requires the community to be involved in response and discovery after disaster strikes. This approach of involving citizens in disaster management before, during, and after a disaster is known as public engagement. The goal of a public engagement is to be prepared community that is able to preserve life, body, and property from disasters. Oftentimes, a community is unprepared for a disaster, and once it hits, it's too late. I experienced Hurricane Michael firsthand in 2018. It destroyed my hometown of Panama City. We had no electricity for weeks and lacked the necessary supplies. However, as a community, we worked together to aid one another in what we lacked. For instance, my family and I supplied propane and gas cans we had in exchange for a bath in our neighbor's pool. In a time of such disaster, the citizens must respond and recover. Ways that citizens can respond is by providing transportation for response priority objectives, including the evacuation of people and animals. Another way is to the delivery of a vital response personnel, equipment, and services into affected areas. They can also provide decision makers with decision-relevant information regarding the nature and extent of the hazard or any effects and the status of the response. Another thing they can do is provide essential commodities, equipment, and services in support of impacted communities and survivors, to include power, fuel, support, or other ways that these coordinations of access can be community staples. All of these responsibilities must be taught beforehand, which leads us back to preparation. There are many different ways to become knowledgeable on our steps as a citizen in order to help in a time of need. Civic participation in disaster drills is one of these ideas. Civic participation in recovery planning, such as disaster-resistant improvement and recovery plans, is another way. So ultimately, it is the citizen's responsibility to be prepared for any disaster that can occur. Thank you for your time.